The silence in my small Sulere apartment was deafening, a sharp contrast to the shouting match that had just ended. Amaka's words still echoed, twisting in my gut like a bad suya. I saw the texts. Tunde, how could you? She would scream, her eyes blazing. The screen of my phone, shattered by her rage, lying on the floor between us. It was not what she thought. It was just a few casual replies to Ify, Uche's cousin, who I would met at a friend's party weeks ago. Harmless, I would thought. We were barely talking, just catching up. But in Amaka's eyes, it was a betrayal, a clear sign I was already checking out. She did not listen to my explanations, my protests, that they meant nothing. My world, which just moments ago was hers, crumbled around me. It is over, Tunde, she would said, her voice laced with a finality that hit me harder than any slap. Then she was gone, leaving behind only the scent of a perfume and the sharp ache of a broken heart. My homeboy Chiki called an hour later, his voice cutting through my haze. Guy, you still the vex for house? Oh yeah, meet me for the shrine tonight. We go clear your head. I almost said no. The thought of clubbing felt sacrilegious, a betrayal to the ghost of my relationship. But what was there to betray now? Amaka had walked out. I was single, so I dragged myself up, put on a fresh shirt, and headed out. The beat of the music in the Lekki club was a physical assault, a bass drum trying to pound the pain out of my chest. I nursed the stout, watching the vibrant crowd, trying to lose myself in the energy. I was not looking for anyone. I was just trying to forget. Then a voice cut through the noise. Hey, I know Chutunde. It was Ify, Uche's cousin, with a friend. She was smiling, leaning closer over the thumping music. I offered a polite, distant smile in return, my mind still miles away, lost in memories of Amaka. I was there, but I was not there. I was still at the club, trying to convince Chike that no, I was not interested in Ify, when my phone buzzed. It was Amaka. My heart lurched, a mix of hope and dread. I moved to a quieter corner, wiping my sweaty palm on my jeans before opening the message. The only trip you still want to go? My breath caught. We would plan that trip for months. A short getaway from Lagos. Just the two of us. Then another message followed, a condition, but Tunde, after this trip. That is it. No more contact. We go our separate ways. A bitter pill. But the thought of one last trip with her, one last chance to laugh, to pretend things were okay, it was a pull I could not resist. Okay, I typed back, the word feeling heavy on my thumbs. I promised I would leave her alone. I promised we would not talk again. But deep down, a foolish, desperate part of me hoped this trip could be a bridge, not a final goodbye. The next day, as I was nursing a headache and trying to make sense of everything, my phone buzzed again. It was Ify. I hesitated for a moment, then shrugged. Amaka and I were broken up. Officially. I was going on that Oweri trip as a final farewell. So, I replied. It was just casual banter, nothing serious. We talked about the club, about Uche, about random things. At one point, she mentioned her friend and playfully asked if I was interested. I indulged, asking what her friend looked like, suggesting maybe we all hang out sometime, Ify, her friend, Chike and me. It was purely hypothetical, a friendly interaction, nothing more. I was not trying to move on. I was just being polite, navigating the confusing waters of being newly single. I had no idea Amaka had any intention of us getting back together, so I did not see the harm. It felt innocent, a distraction from the real pain. Then came the Owerri trip, the long, bumpy bus ride, the vibrant chaos of the city as we arrived. It was like stepping into a different world, and for a few precious days, we stepped back into our old world. We laughed, we argued playfully over who would finish the last bit of jollof rice at a roadside buka. We explored the bustling markets and quiet corners of the city. It felt like old times, like the heartbreak of Lagos never happened. Amaka smiled, the way she leaned into me when we walked. The comfortable silence we shared it all spoke volumes. My heart, which I thought was broken beyond repair, started to mend. It was during a quiet moment, watching the sunset paint the Owerri sky in hues of orange and purple, that I knew I did not want this to be a goodbye. I wanted her back. Right then, I decided. Everything else, every distraction, every casual text had to stop. Period. My focus was solely on Amaka, on us. Back in Lagos, the transition was not immediate, but it felt solid. We were not officially back together, but we were definitely figuring things out. We spent almost every day together, talking for hours, revisiting old spots, making new plans. It felt like we were building something new, stronger, from the ashes of the old. I was careful, attentive, pouring all my energy into showing her how much I valued us. I thought my actions since Oweri would speak for themselves. I thought she understood that while we were apart, I was just trying to cope. But the moment hope sparked, all other distractions vanished. I assumed she knew my heart was only for her, especially now. The unspoken agreement hung in the air, a delicate bridge we were both slowly crossing, step by careful step. A week after our return, we were at my place in Sule, curled up on the couch, watching a Nollywood movie. The smell of fried plantain drifted in from the kitchen, where I would just made dinner. It felt perfect. Then, she casually asked, "Let me see your phone for a minute." My heart gave a little jump, but I handed it over without a second thought. I had nothing to hide, or so I believed. She scrolled, eyes scanning at first idly, then with increasing intent. Her fingers paused. I saw the change immediately. Her shoulders stiffened. The easy smile that had been on her face just moments before vanished, replaced by a hard, unreadable expression. My stomach dropped. Her eyes, sharp and cold, locked onto the messages with Ify, the ones from the day after our initial breakup. The air thickened, heavy, with an unspoken accusation. The movie played on, oblivious, but our comfortable world had just shattered. Again. Her voice was a whisper, colder than any shout. "Why was it so easy for you to move on, Tunde? Just a day after we broke up?" My heart hammered against my ribs. "Amaka, no. It was not like that. We were not together. I was just replying. I stopped texting her the moment we talked about trying again after Aori." "You know that," I pleaded, trying to explain, to make her see my side. But her face was a mask of hurt and accusation. "It does not matter. If you truly wanted to be with me, you would not have texted her at all." The argument spiraled, our voices rising. Her feeling of betrayal, my desperate defense that I had done nothing wrong while single, and that I would stop for her. The sound of my neighbor's generator, kicking on with a loud roar outside, ironically cut through our argument, as if emphasizing the futility of our words. It felt like we were speaking two different languages, standing on opposite sides of an invisible chasm, unable to bridge the gap. She left, just like she did before, but this time the silence that followed felt heavier, more profound. I sat there for a long time, the hum of the generator outside a dull backdrop to my swirling thoughts. I picked up my phone, the screen still cracked from her earlier rage, and scrolled through the messages with Ify. Each casual word, each innocent emoji, now seemed loaded with hidden meaning, weaponized against me. Where had I gone wrong? I truly believed I was doing the right thing. We were broken up. I stopped when there was a glimmer of hope for us. Was I supposed to have gone into mourning? To have put my life on hold, waiting for a reconciliation I was not even sure would come? The confusion was overwhelming. My attempts to navigate the space between heartbreak and hope had clearly backfired, leaving me even more lost than before. The city of Lagos, with its unending hustle and vibrant energy, felt utterly indifferent to my personal turmoil. I rode the Danfo bus through traffic on Ikorodu Road, watching faces flash by, each one a story, a life unfolding. I wondered, was there a secret rule book for these breaks that I had not read? A universally understood code of conduct for the heartbroken? Amaka saw disrespect, I saw an attempt to heal, and then a quick pivot back to what I truly wanted. The bittersweet taste of almost reconciliation lingered, a phantom gleam of happiness. I wondered if we would ever truly understand each other, if our different expectations of love and loyalty could ever truly align. The setting sun bathed the city in a golden glow, a beautiful, indifferent end to a day that had left my heart in pieces again. The answer, if there was one, was lost somewhere in the bustling streets, in the honking horns, in the vibrant, unforgiving pulse of Lagos.